you to embrace, and all of your troubles seem to be far away. You know it's your lucky day.
It was 9:18 in the morning. The room was tightly packed with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee. The pot on the counter had just finished rapidly perking itself into a frenzy and stopped.
All of your troubles seem to be far away. You know it's your lucky day.
God, I love Sovina. The first thing she did every morning was start making the coffee, a strong European coffee. Sovina was a godsend who helped me take care of my mom.
Upsy daisy, Mrs. Violet. Ready to start your day?
She took care of my mother's morning urinations. It was something she did every morning.
Your lucky day. Your lucky day.
I walked into the room fully robed, my eyes tucked behind my sunglasses and barely opened. My hair still tangled in sleep. The traffic reports from the radio slid across the counter and fell on the carpet, muffling its sound. The room was god-awful bright. The light burnt my eyes through a tiny slit in my squint. My glasses only muffled the pain.
Morning, Suska. Your coffee just finished perking.
Sovina had placed my favorite cup next to a pot on the counter. The ballooned airheads, Flo and Vita, just waved. "Oh, good morning, Mom. How you doing?" When my mother heard my voice, her face changed. She quickly opened her eyes wide. They stuck in place like a silly girl in her teens, an inch away from getting caught, crawling back into her bedroom window before anyone noticed that she was missing in the night.
"Oh, good morning."
My legs kept moving without any orders and took me into the room's bathroom. Once there, I picked up an elongated tray setting on the toilet's tank. The girl, resembling a disheveled version of myself in the bathroom mirror, tried to get my attention, but I gave her little notice. The tray was lined and arranged like an artist's palette, with colors, powders, and creams. The little woman yards away, sitting like a grasshopper in her wheelchair, was my canvas. No woman, no painter should start the day any day without color. As I brought the tray closer to my mother, I noticed a few items missing. A few items were always missing. They were most likely snatched in the middle of the night, taken shortly after one of my mother's under-the-radar bathroom visits. There was no use asking the little lady. She had no credible clues and had no idea the measure of her criminal activities. Luckily, she was a terrible thief. She always hid her stash, sometimes a tube of lipstick or a blush, in the same place, in the pantry behind the bottles of Julian's altar wine. Did you see where the,
Well, that's a pretty silly question to ask me.
My intended inquiry was suspiciously cut in half, chopping off the question part. Violet continued in her defense.
"I never saw anything. Go next door and talk to the neighbors. They're the people you should be talking to."
Violet was most anxious sitting in her chair, disoriented, her hands cupped into each other as if they were holding onto a captured lightning bug from the night's play. Her head worked hard on forgetting the feelings left over from perhaps an amorous dream.
"Oh, hello. Good morning. I'm here."
"What do you mean? Of course you're here, Mom. Where else would you be?" My mother kept a careful watch on her words. She pursed her lips tightly and wiggled a bit in her chair. I placed the tray with the colors and the brushes on her lap. She looked down at the assortment carefully, scanning each item. It was part of her morning ritual, a ritual that was repeated every day in Dementialand.
"Why, is all this for me?"
In another world, on another time, I would have taken a drag from a cigarette before beginning this process. All great artists standing before a blank canvas use tobacco or other leafy substances to ignite creative inspiration. But that was years ago. So how was your night, Mom? Did you have any good dreams? Something was strangely different about my mother that particular morning. I can't put my finger on it, but she looked younger. Violet controlled her face tightly and thought.
Oh, why did she say that? Why did she ever say that? She never cared about my dreams before. Oh, she must know. But how? How did she ever know?
Violet screamed at her eyes, her lids, and her eyebrows.
Don't move, don't look up. Stay perfectly still.
She kept her head sternly casual. Violet had to be sure not to look into this woman's eyes, holding the tray of cosmetics, for fear that she, this makeup painter, this funny-faced, strange woman in front of her, who suspiciously moved into her home, might uncover her night's secret.
And all of your troubles seem to be far away. And you know it's your lucky day.
Well, it's going to be a good day today. Let's start with lipstick. Do you want lipstick? Oh, of course you do. I don't even know why I ask. We need to give this day a fighting chance and arm ourselves with lipstick. Violet's head stirred around the words like she was cooking stew.
Oh, yeah, lipsticky. I'll take some lipsticky.
Okay, now let's do some blush and then a little bit of powder.
Oh, yes, give me the powder. Give me the powder, too.
Violet stretched her neck and pushed her face out as far as it would go to meet the brush's bristles halfway. I spread the dust gently high into her bones. Next to the blushes powders on the tray was a tube of red lipstick, my choice. I love lipstick. I always wore the color red. It was part of who I painted myself to be. Before the cylinder cover left the tube, my mother pursed her lips together and pushed them in position, waiting for the polish to be applied. I pressed the cream color against her lips and smeared into the creases in an attempt to fill in the faded lips outline. As I stepped back, I noticed she pressed the surface of her lips together to stamp in the color. Some things a woman does purely by instinct.
And you know it's your lucky day.
You know, Mom, it's the Miss America pageant night tonight. Big night for gowns and glitter. Violet never missed attending the pageants in her living room for as long as I can remember.
What in God's name are you talking about?
The Miss America pageant, it's on TV tonight. Oh. Let's see, why don't we use the fancy clip on your hair this time? The one with the shiny rhinestones? Wait a minute, I got an idea. Don't move, I'll be right back. I ran downstairs. I remembered in a box on the pool table that held an assortment of misplaced trinkets was a crown. One of those old prom-type crowns with back combs that kept the crown from falling off the queen's head. I grabbed it and pulled away the chains and other baubles that stuck to the jeweled piece. Then I noticed to the side of my vision a vase filled with plastic flowers, daisies, dusty yellow daisies. I grabbed the bunched arrangement, shook the dust off in the air, and ran back upstairs. Perfect, the final touch. Sovina finished brushing Violet's hair, clipped it in place, and stood behind Violet with the crown in hand, waiting for the final decision to be made.
And now, the moment we've been waiting for. The votes are in and counted. The judges have decided. The new Miss Dementialand is Mrs. Violet.
We presented her with the conventional arrangement of flowers and a bouquet of dusty daisies. She looked extraordinary. I heard her giggle some words, but I couldn't figure them out. She held those flowers in her arms that entire day and waved, that particular queen's wave, every time I passed by.
Sometimes you wake up with a smile on your face, and the whole world is there for you to embrace. And all of your troubles seem to be far away. And you know it's your lucky day.
I hope this story puts a smile on your face. It's part of the Dementialand podcast series. Whether you know anyone living in or near Dementialand, please share this particular podcast. I can't think of a more important time than now to lighten up somebody's day and put a smile on their face. Take care. My name is Suska.
You're lucky.